Hey everybody, it's Jamie from No Getting Off This Train, and in today's video I have 4 meal ideas for you that are both low carb and delicious. This is actually my second video of low carb recipe ideas. If you want to see the first one, I'm going to have it linked in the description as well as up here for you. But I try to do one of these, I don't know, every couple months or so. I know there's a lot of people that watch my videos that have to go low carb for medical reasons. And I've gotten so many comments saying, will you please make some low carb recipe ideas? And to be honest, like when I first started getting those requests, I didn't know how to do it because I'm a runner, okay? I need my carbs. So coming up with a low carb idea is like, is that even possible for me? But it turns out low carb can actually be really delicious. I have 3 dinner ideas for you as well as a breakfast idea, all of which are low carb, and I will have all of the nutrition info at the end of each recipe. And I have the links to the recipes in the description so you can print them out and make them yourself. So with that being said, let me take you into the first recipe. Our first recipe today is actually going to be a breakfast. I am making a taco breakfast scramble for myself for breakfast, which is going to have like a ground turkey and eggs and some bell peppers and stuff. So let me show you what that looks like real quick. This is all you need for this breakfast taco scramble. You can also add like other things, which I'll talk to you about here in a little bit as well. But super easy. It's going to be put together in probably like 20 minutes, but let's get started. The first thing we need to do is chop up the bell peppers and the onion. I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil heating up in a skillet right now. And I actually have the recipe down below if you would like to click on that and cook along with me. But this might be the part that takes the longest, is just really chopping up the vegetables. And then after that you just have to cook the ground turkey or ground beef if you want to. And then the eggs, but I'm guessing it'll probably be done in about 20-ish minutes or so, which is not too bad. So since this is considered kind of like a taco scramble, you could add whatever usually goes well in a taco could probably go pretty well in this. So like jalapenos and I don't know, other vegetables, I suppose, maybe even some tomatoes perhaps. And then when you finish cooking it, you could also put on like cheese, sour cream, avocado, that sort of thing. Anything that you have on hand would work as well. And even though this is considered a low-carb recipe, you certainly don't have to keep it that way. You could serve this with toast if you wanted to, or like I thought about making some cinnamon raisin bread to go alongside with this. But since I am currently marathon training, I need all the carbs. So this is a good breakfast in and of itself because it's got good protein, it's got some good veggies in it. But I do also need those carbs in order to fuel my runs. And I'll show you what that will look like after we get it all plated and stuff too. Then this is going to cook for just a short while, maybe a couple minutes, to let just all the vegetables get softened a little. And then we get to add the ground turkey. Now this is what I chose. I found this at Walmart. This is the Festive brand and it's taco seasoned ground turkey. Now I've tried the Festive brand before and I think I tried the breakfast sausage, like the breakfast seasoned or whatever. And it was not my favorite, to be honest with you, but I've never tried the taco seasoned one before. So I'm gonna try it and see how I like it. But I bought that one because it was like $1.66 or something. And honestly, I just didn't feel like paying the $3 or $4 for ground beef. Okay, next up, I'll just add some garlic and then we'll add in the ground turkey and all the spices actually, and then from there we're almost done. As you can see, I'm a huge fan of foods that come in a bowl form. Most of my breakfast, as you've seen in my other videos, they're all some sort of a bowl. So like scrambled eggs with sausage, or like potatoes or things like that. I just like it in bowl form because it is so easy to get in all sorts of vegetables. Like if you look here, I've got 2 different kinds of bell peppers and I've got an onion, and I mean you could add spinach to it if you really wanted to. But I think this taco-inspired breakfast bowl is going to be amazing. And if you wanted to make this vegetarian instead, you could leave out the ground turkey and add black beans instead. I think that would make a really good breakfast. Although, actually, that wouldn't make it low carb anymore, so keep that in mind as well. And while I'm thinking about it, before I start cracking the eggs, let's get some spices in here. So I'm using some taco-inspired spices like chili powder and cumin, and then I'm also adding some paprika and then some salt and pepper. If you wanted to use a packet of taco seasoning, you could certainly do that instead. While that mixture is cooking, I'll go ahead and crack 6 eggs into here. You could add more or less, just depending on how many servings you want to get out of this. I am making this serve 6 because I plan on adding like toast or something to go with it. But if you wanted it to have like more calories, you could make it serve 4. And I will include all the nutrition info at the end. I'm gonna add a little bit of milk to mine before I scramble it. Just keep in mind that dairy milk does have some carbs in it, not a whole lot. But if you are really trying to watch your carb intake, feel free to either not use milk, or you could use like almond milk instead, which hardly has any carbs in it. I'm going to drain this a little bit. I can't tell if this is all grease or if it's, flavor liquid, but I'm gonna drain out at least some of it, and I will re-season it as well before I add the eggs. Then it says to make a big hole in the middle and then add the eggs. So let's try this and see what happens. You could also probably scramble the eggs in a separate pan before adding it to this. Alright, well, it looks done to me. I think next time I will actually scramble the eggs first and then put them in, just so it's easier to tell when the eggs are fully cooked, I guess. But let's go ahead and get these separated into containers. I used some pretty big containers for these, so it doesn't look like there's a lot in there. But I also made it serve 6 instead of 4, which is kind of why it looks that way as well. I also added some green onions and cilantro that I had left over from another meal, which made it really good. So here's the nutrition info. On the left side is if it serves 6, and on the right side is if it serves 4. So obviously adjust where necessary. Feel free to add some cheddar cheese to it, some sour cream, avocado, anything to increase the fat intake. This was actually a really good dish. This next meal will probably only take like 20 minutes to make. This is a sausage and zucchini skillet. So what I have here are spicy Italian chicken sausage. You could use whatever type of sausage you want, but I like the chicken sausage. This one has pretty good ingredients. There's 4 in here. Then I've got a big package of zucchini, probably about 2 pounds or so. And then I have a green bell pepper and an onion, then a bunch of spices. You just cook all of that together and it's done. So let's get to it. The first thing we need to do is slice up the chicken sausages. Now I like chicken sausages because they're higher in protein, but if you want a higher fat content, feel free to grab either beef sausages or pork. But at this point, I added them to a skillet that had some olive oil in it that was heating up. And now we're going to play a game of how long will it take me to chop these vegetables before the sausage is done? So I'm just cooking up the sausage a little bit just to get it brown on both sides while I chop up these 3 huge zucchini and then a bell pepper and then an onion. But it did take me a while. It's the hardest part. It's just being able to chop everything. But after like 5 minutes or so, I transferred the chicken sausages to a bowl for now. Added some more olive oil, and then I added the zucchini and the bell pepper. Just let that cook for a second while I chopped the onion. But other than that, you just let that cook for about 5 minutes or so. I added salt and pepper, basil, oregano, and garlic powder. After about 5 minutes, I added the chicken sausage back in, gave it a good stir, and put them into bowls. Now this got like 2 cups of mix out of it, which was so much food. It was amazing and delicious. So here's the nutrition info for this one. It serves 4. If you wanted to up the fat and protein intake, you could add some Parmesan cheese to it. I think that would be really good as well. Now, if you want to see a little bit of behind the scenes, over here I have these food storage containers. I divided them into 4 and then also added some rice to it because, like I said, I need my carbs. So that's another option as well. If you want to add some rice to it, or if you want to keep it low carb, also add some cauliflower rice instead of the regular rice. This next meal is a really simple Italian sub salad. Basically, take all of your favorite toppings that go on an Italian sub and put them on a salad instead. So first, I chopped up 2 out of the 3 romaine hearts that I had, put them in a colander, and then I washed the lettuce before adding some of it to a bowl. And then it's basically as simple as chopping up what you need. So I chopped up the red onion, and then I got out my meat, which was salami and then some uncured ham. You could also add some pepperoni to it as well. I think that'd be really good. I just sliced them thinly into little strips like that before adding them to the salad. So you could do so many things with this. I added lettuce, and then I just threw on all the toppings. I had red onion, I had some grape tomatoes, I had olives, and then I had the 2 meats. As far as cheese goes, I wanted to buy provolone, but they were out. So I just used up some sliced pepper jack cheese that I had on hand. And I think the slices made it look pretty cool actually. But here's the nutrition info for that. That does not include a salad dressing. So I like to use the Bolthouse Farms dressing because it's only like 45 calories for 2 tablespoons. There's 3 grams of carbs in this one. You can also use like an olive oil based dressing as well. The last recipe I'm going to be making is buffalo chicken lettuce wraps. It's going to be so good. It's just chicken, hot sauce, the romaine lettuce, I got some cherry tomatoes, red onion, cheddar cheese, and a little bit of a packet of ranch. And super easy. It's only going to take a few minutes to put together. Let me get the chicken ready first. So this was a split chicken breast that I put in the slow cooker for like 6 hours and then shredded it myself. You could also alternatively buy a rotisserie chicken from the store and just pull off the meat that way, whichever is easier for you. I don't know if that's going to be enough hot sauce. We like our spicy food over here. I think that'll be okay. No, it's not. We need more. So I used about a cup of hot sauce, or a half cup, not a cup. And then I have like part of a packet of ranch seasoning that I think will go very well in this. So you can use this if you want. If not, you could always use your own blend of seasonings. Garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, dill, salt, pepper, all of those. Create kind of like a makeshift ranch packet. Okay, yeah, that looks so much better. I'm just gonna let that sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to cut up the lettuce. This has not been washed yet. I'm just cutting off the end there, and then they come off just that easily. Some of these might be a little bit tougher to put the chicken in than others. Like this one is somewhat okay. This one looks a whole lot bigger and definitely better for the wraps. But I'm gonna take all of these and just wash them real quick, and then we'll be just about ready to put it all together. Okay, to be honest, I do see the appeal of having like low carb lettuce wraps, especially if you need to go low carb. These were actually fairly easy to pick up and eat. The lettuce was a little soft, but using a fork to help pick it up, it was not all that bad. But I added tomatoes, onions, and then cheese on top of each one. I got about 3 lettuce wraps out of it, and I think I used like between a 1/3 cup and a 1/2 cup of the chicken mix, I believe. But here's the nutrition info for what you see on the plate. We also served it with some steamed broccoli that I had in the microwave. But yeah, I was actually pretty impressed with how well this turned out. And then I also used some more of that Bolthouse Farms ranch dressing. So what do you think of these recipe ideas? Leave me a comment and tell me if it is helpful for you. I hope I gave you a couple of ideas. I loved every single one of them. They were all really delicious, and I did add a few carbs to mine because, like I said, I need them for my marathon training and stuff, but you could easily add whatever extra vegetables you want. You could add extra carbs if you're not actually low carb. I mean, it would be really good with carbs as well. Now, I say this almost every time I say something about like low carb diets and low carb foods. There are some people who medically need to do that, and you know who you are. And there are some people who feel like they have to go low carb because they think it's the only way to lose weight. And I've debunked that on my Instagram a few times as well. But if you want to talk about that, I have openings for free one-on-one weight loss discovery calls. I've got a link down below. If you would like to schedule an appointment, I would love to talk to you and see if coaching is right for you. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and ring that bell down there because I've got some awesome videos coming up soon, and that way you'll be notified when those videos come out, as well as my other grocery hauls, recipes, and meal planning tips. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later.